Hello, SNA Assassinators. 10 seconds later, this is the AEW Rampage review now. Seconds after the SmackDown review video. The wrestling does not stop just yet because we got plenty more wrestling to talk about. And it may not be like the most important show in all of wrestling, like most specifically in AEW's department. And they weren't really building things up to AEW All In. Well, they don't have to because this is their C show that just give us more exclusive AEW content, like for angles and matches that we don't really see on the two main shows on Wednesday and Saturdays. But anyways, yeah, we did got some pretty good matches, I'll say, especially in the starter and the ending. Like with the Willie Yuta took on the Butcher, and then we saw the debuts, the Rampage debuts of the MXM collection, taking on a Private Party. And then we also got Harley Cameron take on that. But this is where Willie Yuta slapped him with the chop onto Butcher's chest. This is where we got him in the number 4 spot on Gunther's Envy list. This is where we got Butcher then hit a strike right back and hit the harder, which he probably get 3rd place spot. And then I was thinking to myself, I don't think it's a good idea, even though he's worrying about Damian Priest right now, because less than 24 hours from now, he's going to be taking on the current World Heavyweight Champion. He's trying to get the biggest achievement in his wrestling career as so far. But this is where we got them to start going for fist on each other until we got Butcher then start laying out some chops, earning the 2nd to 3rd place shots. This is where we got Willie Yuta not get backing down. This is where he started hitting some knife edge chops right onto the Butcher in response. But this is where he tried to go for a headlock. But this is where we got the Butcher then try to go for a clothesline. But this is where he got the Willie Yuta to try to go for an underarm twist and then try to go for like a Black Widow maneuver or the Yuji Itami, I believe that's what it's called. This is where he tried to go for lock in a Black Widow maneuver that's called a Yuji Itami. But this is where the Butcher eventually got out of it like a minute later. This is where he then lay his knee right onto the Yuta's chest. But he only got a 2 even count. But this is where Willie Yuta tried to jump right up and try to attack Butcher, but he gets kneed right into the face. But this is where we got Yuta try it again. But this is where he gets boot right into the face once again. This is where Willie Yuta's like, "That's all you got." This is where he's like, "Nope." There's plenty more where that came from. This is where he started stomping right into his face. This is where, but Willie Yuta didn't start going for a right hand right into the face. But this is where we got the Butcher to start biting Willie Yuta right into the chest. I mean, not chest, that back of the head. What am I even saying right now? I must be extremely tired right now, but not too tired to do this review video. I'm gonna rest as soon as I get done making this. But anyway, that's what I was saying. Before I start making it worse, this is where we got Butcher that starts stomping them right into the midsection. This is where then the Irish whip him to the diagonal corner from the upper left side to the bottom left, the right side, the upper left side to the bottom right. This is where he bounced right off that corner. He body drops Yuta. This is where we got Butcher to start marching around onto Willie Yuta. This is where he boots him right in his face. This is where then we got what's his name? Matt Menard was like, "What are you waiting for? Why you pin him?" And this is where Bryan Danielson, that was sitting in commentary, then started hilariously asking him questions, saying, "Are you literally rooting for Butcher?" And this is where he was like, "Oh well." He starts stuttering, like, "Well, I'm not trying to be biased or anything. I'm just saying, look at it." He's like, "I like the Butcher. You gotta admit, he is pretty talented, and he is a pretty absolutely fierceful, and he shows why he's in this industry in the first place." But this is where we got Willie Yuta then rebound right to the bottom of the rope, swing right out and swing right back in, sends Butcher right into the left corner of the ringside area. Willie Yuta then go for a suicide dive onto the Butcher. This is where he made him roll right and made him pay. This is where he was like, scream out to the fans. Is where fans are Yuta, 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 start chanting it to the former the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. This is where we got Yuta then pick up the Butcher. He throws him right into the barricade, right into the upper I'll say right into the left corner, I guess you could say. This is where Willie Yuta just starts stomping right onto his midsection. This is where he hits a European uppercut to follow it up with. This is where we got Willie Yuta then throwing Butcher right back in the ring. This is where we got Willie Yuta then smack onto the apron. This is where he picks up Butcher. This is where he then tossed him right in the face first, right into the middle turnbuckle. This is where then he tried to go for a boot right face, like if he's going for a luva kick, but he gets denied with Butcher dodging him. This is where we got Mr. Willie Yuta then elbow strike him right, and this is where he tried to go for a springboard cutter, but this is where we got the Butcher no-selled and landed him right to face first, right onto the canvas. This is where we got Butcher then going for a half Nelson into a backbreaker. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but this is where Willie Yuta got the shoulder up at 2.7, I believe. This is where then he started going for what's that? Like a little headlock, like a little crossface headlock maneuver, like he's doing like a single, like a half camel clutch, look like sort of like an STF, but somehow Willie Yuta kind of out of it. This is where he went right to the upper right mid second middle ropes. This is where he hit the crossbody onto what's his name to the Butcher. This is where both men were down until the referee did a 10-second warning count. This is where Willie Yuta was in a combative comeback. And this is where he started hitting his comeback move, which falls into into step up into the Giri combination. This is where then he goes right into the bottom right corner of the turnbuckle. This is where he go for a forearm, but this is where. But the Butcher was not going down anytime soon. This is where he's like, "I'll forget it." This is where he slams him back first right into the turnbuckle. He hits a forearm right into Butcher's face. This is where he slides right down right into the apron. This is where we got Willie Yuta then going for a crossbody to follow it up with. This is where both men were down until Yuta hit a kip up right and back up. This is where he was feeling the flames right in that's Golfing in his head. This is where we got Willie Yuta and start going for like a little Kimura lock maneuver onto the Butcher, but this is where Butcher is like, "No, I will not surrender, like not for anybody." This is where then he goes for a sidewalk backbreaker. This is where then he follows it up with a power bomb by slamming him right down to the ground. This is where we got the Butcher. This is where the referee start counting like 1, 2, hesitant. This is where he tried to go for a 3, but this is where we got Willie Yuta got the shoulder up at the last second of 2.9999999999999 double triple 9 minus 0.1 away from being 3. This is where then the Butcher was like no matter because Yuta's not gonna win this match, and then he was just probably just saying that because he's just getting sick of losing. And I'm gonna hate to break it to Butcher, this is gonna be the next night that he's gonna be suffering the same fate, because this is where once he tried to grab him on his leg, he gets kicked right into the midsection. This is where then he hits a slap right across his face, which I don't think Yuta should have done that, because because the Butcher did not took that lightly. He was fuming with red skin blushing out of it. With red skin blushing out of his body. This is where he started hitting some meat hammers right under the spine of what's his name, the Yuta, trying to butcher his back and try to sell it right in his shop. But this is where then we got what's his name? Willie Yuta did a hammerlock with that Irish whip right into the bottom right corner, trying to bludgeon his arm. This is where we try to turn it into a double chicken wing, but this is where he gets back. What's that? Like a back head, hit right into the head of Willie Yuta. But this is where we got Willie Yuta started biting onto. This is where he started biting onto the neck of Butcher, which I think that was not appropriate, even for this AEW show. But this is where we got Matt Menard hilariously called him a vampire for doing so, like if he's the Shayna Baszler of AEW. This is where he started doing some elbow strikes right onto the right shoulder of the Butcher. This is where he got him right into the. And so it got him in the Revelation, which is Bryan Danielson's double chicken wing submission move that he used to do all the time. This is where He's where he made him submit into the submission hold, and the winner of this match, Wheeler Yuta. And yeah, I said it plenty times before, and I'm gonna say it again. This was definitely the second place spot.